think is bigger than anything we've ever seen. Many people understand, and they've heard this story, that you know, $100 investment in Bitcoin in 2009, 2010, where you could have got Bitcoin at a third of a penny, would have got you about 33,000 Bitcoin, which now, right now, would be worth about 120 million at the current rate of approximately $4,000 per Bitcoin. But the big point of that isn't that we missed out on the major growth of Bitcoin. The big point that I like to emphasize is all of that happened with less than 4% of people being early adopters. So Bitcoin went from a third of a penny to at the peak close to 5,000, right now around 4,000, and that's with less than 4% of the population having anything to do with Bitcoin. So the reason that experts are saying that a single Bitcoin could be worth 100,000, 500,000, even $1 million per Bitcoin is because we already saw what happened with less than 4% adopters. What's going to happen when there's, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% of the population starts using it? So because of that, we saw the first big opportunity, and that's in education. Just simply getting out there and educating people on cryptocurrency and getting more people using it. The more people use it, the more valuable, the higher the potential it becomes. And that's why we wanted to put together an education platform, make it that it's affordable no matter what part of the world that you're in. So, you know, 7+ billion people in the world at a $20 price point, it's something that they all. Okay, my line was muted, so I wasn't sure if what happened there. But anyways, what I was getting at is we wanted to go with the $20 education piece just to get more people using cryptocurrency, learning about cryptocurrency, because that will help raise the value in cryptocurrency in the long run. And then we also wanted to participate in mining, because the mining is really a huge opportunity. We all know how many people are looking for passive income out there, how attractive that is. And so with a mining operation, as people find out more about it, there's probably nothing out there that even comes close to comparing to being as powerful as mining. So the quick explanation for people, just the simplicity of what mining is. Mining actually is what brings the coins into circulation. So a lot of people understand that cryptocurrency, the whole platform, the whole concept was built around the same thing as like gold and silver and those. That's why they call it mining. So you actually have to, by the algorithms and everything that they put together, the difficulty becomes more difficult over time to bring a coin into circulation. In fact, it takes about $1,000 worth of power in order to create one Bitcoin at the current time. That difficulty is going to continue to go up. And then the other part of mining is verifying the transaction. So just like banks have transaction fees, credit cards have transaction fees, money, Western Union, all of those different things all have transaction fees. And typically the banks or the credit card companies collect all the transaction fees and make all the money. What's awesome about cryptocurrency is through mining, all of us as individuals can, get those, or a portion of all of those transaction fees for all the transactions that are taking place. So there's the two parts of the mining. And what we do, why people would want to mine with Modern Money Team, is we're set up more as a club. It's not your typical network marketing style business. We go in and we buy as much hashing power as we can. And what that typically does, I'll just give an example. Let's say that you buy 1 terahash for Bitcoin mining. And at 1 terahash, let's say that they're selling it at $300 per terahash. And then if you buy, $10,000 worth, you might be able to buy it down to a little bit better price, and 100,000 a little bit better price, and et cetera, et cetera. So we're able to get a little bit better price by buying large amounts at a time of the hashing power. Then we break that down into $30 shares, and we don't raise the price. So they're literally getting the same percentage at $30 as they would at, let's say, $50,000. We're just allowing more people to participate in mining. So that's one part. That's our cloud mining, and we're cloud mining Bitcoin. We also are doing GPU mining. Right now we're doing Ethereum, but with a lot of potential of Ethereum changing, a hard fork, and all different things that could happen. There's several other coins that you can mine with the GPU rig. So it's not stuck to just Ethereum. Right now, Ethereum's typically, anytime it's around $300, it's the most profitable coin for GPU mining. When it drops down to 200 or 250, then there's several coins that beat it. But we have the ability to switch coins with the machines. And the benefit of buying the machines, again, from Modern Money Team is just buying power. We're not buying machines one at a time or 10 at a time. We're buying 150 to 200 machines at a time. That means when we order the GPUs, we're ordering 300 to 500 GPUs at a time. Most individuals aren't going to go out and spend $200,000 or $300,000 on GPUs and the motherboards and the hard drives and the RAM and the CPUs to make them run and put everything together and figure everything out and put all that together. So we allow people to purchase the machines, typically at 25% less than what they could get them if they just went and purchased all the parts themselves. And then you're taking all the headache out of it, where you don't have to figure out how to put all the machines together and how to use Linux and stuff when people have always used Windows. They don't even know what to do when Linux comes up. And so, again, even if we gave most people all of the parts, they'd struggle to put together a mining rig and have it working. Now, again, if they're pretty tech savvy and they have YouTube, they could probably figure it out and get a miner working, but it's not the easiest thing out there. And so we know a lot of people would rather just purchase one. Now they own the machine, they can keep it in our facility, or if they change their mind, they can arrange shipment, or they can come to the facility and pick it up themselves. And that's something, as long as that machine can mine, you're going to be able to make passive income. And so really it's the purchasing power, just kind of like crowdfunding, where we pass the savings on to all of our members. And then in addition to that, you have the ability to get paid on the mining of your entire organization, not just your own mining. And so all of those combinations has created a really attractive business opportunity for the masses. And what I found, people are just flat out interested in cryptocurrency, and the people that aren't, pretty much just don't understand it. So as soon as you explain a little bit about Bitcoin and how it works, and that you can actually buy things with Bitcoin, that's one of the biggest misconceptions that I hear all the time. It's like, well, what good is $1 million of Bitcoin going to do me? I can't buy anything with it. And then I show them, I can go to the gas station and fill up my tank of gas and buy a drink and buy, go to Subway or you can buy anything with Bitcoin, with a BitPay card, or there's 10 or 15 different cards that are out there, not to mention the sites like Expedia, and there's apps that you can buy anything on Amazon using an app, not straight through Amazon, but with apps you can buy anything in existence with Bitcoin, and then you can turn pretty much any other cryptocurrency into Bitcoin. And so again, it is much more liquid than most people think. So again, I'm sure everybody that is on this presentation already knows about cryptocurrency. They're already interested in cryptocurrency. But I just wanted to give a brief overview of what Modern Money Team is all about. Again, our goal is to keep things as simple as possible. And that's why on the website, you've probably seen our video. It's 5 minutes and 40 seconds. We're doing a new video right now that's under 3 minutes, just to keep things even simpler. And we've really focused heavy on teaching people about keeping things simple and working with a blitz. And in fact, I just got back on Monday from about a 9-day trip to Ghana. And there we've really been pushing heavy on it originally started as a 90-day blitz, and then we've kind of changed it to 24-day blitz, because what we found, a 90-day blitz was getting 2 people in your first week, and that's what we talk about on the current video with Modern Money Team. Get 2 people, and we're only talking about the $20. We're not even talking about mining. But you get 2 people in your first week for $20. You help them get 2 their first week, et cetera, et cetera. In 12 weeks or 84 days, we just rounded up to a 90-day blitz. That's going to put you at about $40,000 per month just in the binary, and that's only counting the $20 education. If everybody just averaged 1 mining share, it would double the income to $80,000. That's how easy it is to make $1 million a year with Modern Money Team. But what we found by working with these teams in Ghana, of all places, I mean, Ghana is a total country population of about 25 million people. The average income is less than $200 US. It's about 800 CDs per month is kind of the average income there, and it's about 5 CDs to the dollar. So do the math, divide 800 by 5, and you can see the cost of living is, or excuse me, the average income is very low. And even in that market, working with a group, teaching them about the blitz, getting them to focus. They filled literally a perfect 2 by 11. So 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048. Absolutely perfect. The 12th level is 4096. They have that about 2/3 of the way full. And they've done that in less than 90 days. Now what they've noticed by doing that and by pushing, most of the people that do recruit are bringing people in within their first day. And so they said, why don't we, do a 24-day blitz and really focus on getting to within your first 48 hours. And so that's what they're doing now. And the business has absolutely exploded. As an example, so far this month in September, we're 20 days in, and they're almost triple the volume they did in August. So when they switched from a 90-day blitz, which they did better than anybody I've ever seen, to a 24-day blitz, they basically, in the first 20 days, almost tripled the business that they did in the 60 days previous. And that's because they're just getting people get out of their own way. And the whole concept is, hey, would you like to make 40 grand a month? Yes or no? And people say yes. And say, do you think you could find 2 people in the next 48 hours that want to make 40 grand? And then they say, yes, I could find 2 people. Because everything else is just complications and just confusion. So getting into all the comp plan, getting into every aspect, getting into everything. And we said, hey, let's just look at the big picture. The big picture is the end result, 40 grand. Now, we typically, what we've done in Ghana and some of the other countries that we're really pushing the blitz on, is we've dropped it down and just said, even if you hit 10% of that. So the question would more be, in Ghana, what they would say, would you like to make 20,000 CDs? Again, the average income is 800. Would you like to make 20,000 CDs per month starting your very first month? Yes, I would. Do you think you could find 2 other people who would like to do it? Yes, of course I could. The first 2 people I talked to would like to do that. If you get out of your own way, and it's just mindset, not skill set, not having to sell people, not having to explain everything. It's just understanding we have an exact business system, kind of like a micro franchise that people can follow in order to build the business. And so, do you want to make whatever amount? If you take 10% of the 40,000, 4,000. You want to make 4,000 within the next 30 days? Yes, I do. Okay. Do you think you could find 2 other people that'd like to make 4,000? Yes, of course I could. And so do it in the first 48 hours. Okay. They do the same thing. Boom. 24 days. You're at 4,000 if you hit 10%. If you hit 100%, it's 40,000. That's with no mining. Now, obviously, it's very easy to get people to do mining because that's the passive income. If they average 1 share, you're at 80,000. If they average 2 shares, you're at 120,000. And so when people really understand the power of this and what we're talking about with cryptocurrency and the passive income, but even without the passive income, just looking at the $20 training and all of that, the income is crazy. And so, those are some of the things that we've really been pushing is just say, hey, let's build fast, not slow. Let's get out of our own way. 7 billion people in the world. We have a worldwide economy. It's cryptocurrency. So we're not having to talk to people that have credit cards. We're not having to talk to people that have USD or euros or any other fiat currency. They don't even have to have Bitcoin themselves. If they have one leader that has Bitcoin, then that leader can we have a group in South Africa absolutely killing it. They wanted me to go next Monday, and I just had a schedule conflict, so I am not able to make it. Some other meetings that I'm doing, but they said they'll have 3,000 people at a meeting they're doing on Monday in Johannesburg, South Africa, and their business is just going berserk. and they're doing the exact same thing, but they're having people that are having trouble getting the cryptocurrency. So they have the main leader that'll send us over and say, hey, we need to do 1,000 activations. 1,000 activations is $20,000. So we say, okay, send this much Bitcoin to this address. They send the Bitcoin. We fund their e-wallet with $20,000, and then they just transfer the money through our own internal e-wallet system and activate all their members. And they're doing that basically every week to every 2 or 3 days. They're saying we need to activate 1,000 people, and then they're sending in 3, 4, 5, 6 Bitcoins at a time, and running it that way, because the masses that they're working with are having trouble getting the Bitcoin. So they're bringing them the $20, and then they're just grouping it all together, sending the Bitcoin over. We're putting the money in their e-wallet. They're transferring it to the members, and their business is going absolutely crazy. So there's a lot of scenarios that we can teach people and show them how to build the business. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and be quiet here and see if there's any questions that I can answer.
If you've got a question.
Okay, if you have a question, go ahead. Everybody's unmuted now. Randy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
This is Robin and Dennis. Hear us?
Hi, Randy, can you hear us?
Can you hear very, very faint? Can't hear you very good. So I don't know if you're calling in on the phone or microphone or what, but it's not coming in clear.
Yeah, I remember it takes a little bit to. All right, I'll come check on you in a few minutes. All right, thank you.
I don't know if people can use the chat and maybe type their question, because we're not hearing any questions. So maybe if somebody has a question, you can use the chat and just type it, because I'm not hearing anybody. Maybe there are no questions. I'm not sure.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, happy to hear. So I know that the $20 is a monthly payment, right? And so do we have to do it manually every time, every month? Is there a way that we can automate it? Because most people don't have Bitcoin, right? And so currently it's a manual process.
Yeah, the problem that you run into is there's really not an easy way to do auto ship. So what we do is we do a 1 month, a 3 month, a 6 month, or a 12-month option. So somebody can pay every 3 months or every 6 months, or if they pay a year, then they get 2 months free, and they also get locked in at manager for a full year, which gives them all of the generation bonuses and maxes out the comp plan. So we give benefits to the people who come in for 3 months. They get qualified at manager for 30 days. If they come in for 6 months, they get qualified at manager for 90 days. And if they come in for the full year, they get qualified for a full year. And plus they get 2 months free. So that's basically how it's set up. You can easily pay just out of your e-wallet. So you, as you earn commissions every Friday, you can just go in and place an order in your back office out of the e-wallet. So the people, if they're earning, they don't ever have to send in Bitcoin after the first time. And so one of the things that we really recommend is that people, they come in for just 20, that's fine. But we recommend that as soon as they can afford it, that they purchase the 10 shares for 300, because that 10 shares for 300 is pretty much, unless Bitcoin really tanks, is going to more than pay for your 20 and still have profit. So then they'll always have enough money in their e-wallet every month to just go ahead and click the one-time order. The process takes less than 10 seconds, and then they don't ever have to worry about getting more Bitcoin and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people really focus on bringing people in for 320, because then even if they never recruit one person or don't refer anybody, they're going to be active for 2 years and they're still going to have profit. So even after they've paid for their $20 a month, there'll still be profit left over after the 2-year time, much more than if they, put $320 in a savings account in the bank.
Right, exactly.
In one, but
Okay,
I
that
feel
makes
like
sense.
I might go into one.
Okay, any other questions? Did that answer your question, Javita?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It did. And also, can you? I know I can't claim the results. I know results vary as far as the Bitcoin return. Can you at least give us an idea of how much we would be earning if we buy the 50 versus the 300 per
Yeah.
month or
Yeah,
per
what we do
return?
on the 50, just to explain, the 50, $20 goes instantly into the binary compensation plan, because we don't pay the 10% into the binary every week, because it would be just a few cents for 2 years. So we basically put all the money up front into the binary, which is 20. And that's typically been paying between, like the lowest it's been was 68 cents for the week. The highest it's been is about $1.20. So we tell people between $3 to $5, but that's kind of what you'll see on the 50. And on the 300, how that works is 10% of the mining goes into the binary every week, 5% goes to your direct sponsor, and then 75% goes to the person who purchased it. And that's been working. The lowest it's been is like $6.51. Typically it's been a little over 8. So that's estimated to be somewhere between 30 to maybe $45 per month that they would make on that for 2 years time. So if you just go at 30 as an example, so $30 per month, and you got 24 months. So if you look at that just really quick, or even if you do it by the week, if you did $7 a week, which is even less than that, that's 28 times 104 weeks. So you have 7 times 104. That's $728 that you would get back in 2 years. And so
Right.
at that point, you would have $20 per month. So you're going to have $480 that you had in expense. That leaves $248. So if it was $7, you would actually be about $50 short, but you'd be active for 2 years. If it was $8, which is more what we feel it will average long term, especially if Bitcoin has some growth, it'll be actually quite a bit more than that. Then that puts it at 832. And so you take your 832, you minus the 480, that puts you at 352, so you're in profit. And that's in profit even if you didn't sponsor one person, you didn't do anything. So you're basically getting your 2 years for free, and you're still profiting. Now, if people paid for the full year up front and then they purchased the 10, obviously it's going to make them more money. They'd be $80 more profitable, because it's going to save them $80 over the 2 years by getting 4 months for free. But the big thing that people look at is that buying one is going to be your least profit. If you bought 2, your profit goes up dramatically, because you're going to have the $20 monthly already paid for from the first one. The second one's going to be all profit. So what a lot of people, what we talk to them about is trying to purchase like one per quarter, or one $300 share per quarter, and those types of things. So if you only buy one, you're basically going to break even, maybe make a little bit of profit, but that's only if you refer nobody. But if you buy like one per quarter, then it becomes very profitable. If you bought one per quarter for 2 years, just as an example, so $300 per quarter for 2 years, and then you quit purchasing, you're going to be paid another 2 years in addition to that. That turns approximately $2,700 that you've put into it into almost $40,000 in 4 years' time. So being able to compound it can really grow the profit. So if somebody only comes in, they refer nobody, I would recommend purchasing more than one 10 share package, because most of your profits are going to be eaten up in the $20 monthly. Does that make sense? But
Yeah.
if you purchase 2 or more, then you're able to. The first one will more than cover your monthly membership, and then the second, third, fourth, etc. will all be pure profit. And that's what is exciting. I've spent the last 25 years more in the nutrition industry and network marketing, and retention is very difficult. The average retention is less than 90 days. Here, if I get somebody mining, the retention is almost guaranteed for 2 years. And if they buy multiple contracts, then, it's going to be more than that. And that's what I think when people really start to see and they start to work the program, they really like it because of that fact. And even people, this is the interesting part. Even people that said, I don't want to do the network marketing, I don't want to refer anybody, but I want to buy some of the mining shares. As soon as those mining shares have been paying them every single week for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, now all of a sudden they start recruiting. Even because somebody finds out they're mining, they already have the curiosity. Well, what is mining? What is crypto? How does it work? And then they show them what they're earning, and then they're just like, well, how can I do it? And so it's really a cool thing how it's working out. And it's been a lot more through new people, not just your typical network marketers and home-based business. It's a lot of people that have just been hearing about cryptocurrency and hear about the mining and are super interested, and then they start earning, and then they tell others, and then it starts growing from there.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Just one more question. Probably some other people has a question, but one of my business partners have asked me, but probably more for a question about business sustainability, and I guess we're looking more for a long-term strategy as far as getting all the income coming through. Can you tell us about more on how do we get all these mining machines, or tell us the sustainability? How long can we sustain it, or is it sustainable in your terms?
Yeah, I think it's sustainable. The only thing that would stop it would be if cryptocurrency came to an end through government regulations, through something. That's something that we have no power over. But what I try and explain to people is we're a marketing company. In addition to, we are marketing cryptocurrency right now. But that doesn't mean we're stuck to for life of only cryptocurrency. So something happened with Bitcoin, and something happened with all mining, and just everything went away. We still have all of our software. We own it all. Everything we have, we programmed ourselves. We own all of it. We've helped start 10 companies over the last 15 years. All 10 are still in business. We've yet to have one company ever go out of business. 7 of those 10 companies at this given point are between, are all over 7 years old. And so it's actually, the first one we started was in 2003. So we're, almost over the last 15 years. So the oldest company is 15 years old. The youngest company is Modern Money Team, where we're only a couple months. But 7 of the 10 are over 7 years now. So we don't do anything for a 6-month, a 12-month, a 24-month, a 36-month. We put things together to be a company people can depend on. And so at the end of the day, we can't predict the future of cryptocurrency because we don't know. It's new. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was huge, long-term. But if something happened, we have really good systems in the Forex market that we can launch. We have really good systems in futures trading. There's a bunch of different products we could come out with. So when people realize we're a marketing company, right now we're marketing cryptocurrency because it's the hottest thing out. If something happened with cryptocurrency, we're going to replace the product and give people the opportunity to keep marketing if they want to with their same downline. We want to always be a company that people can depend on, and not something that they make some money for 90 days and then have to start over and do it again. That's no fun for anybody. Even if you make a lot of money, it's still too hard to build a downline to not have something that you can depend on long term. And so we recognize that as a company. There's no crystal ball. But a lot of times, at the end of the day, the best way to predict the future is look into the past. We've helped launch 10 companies over the last 15 years. All 10 are still going. So it's not like, hey, we learned a lot from those 10. They're all out of business, but the 11th is going to be our lucky charm. It's not that. They're all in business. And you know, our plan with Modern Money Team wasn't to do a 1 year, a 2 year, a 3 year ride and see what we can do. You know, we plan on being here 10 years, 20 years, and, you know, long into the future.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And
Yeah,
I'll
thank you.
ask more ask more questions next time once I get them.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for being on, especially short notice with the link and everything. Any other questions or anything you have, Randy?
Oh, I don't have any more questions. I guess there was a question here about, can you join as a company? And I answered it back that there is a place for a company name on the sign up form.
Yeah, I see now that there's some questions here. So it says, hi, so this can be done globally. What are the exceptions? Also, do we pay in Bitcoin? Are you saying 300 USD? So you can pay in Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, and then we pay out in Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum. In the back office, we show USD because a lot of people don't know what like 0.156, 7 Bitcoin is. So we show in USD, but we don't pay in USD. We pay in either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. We take payment in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. So when I am talking 300, I am talking 300 US dollars, but it wouldn't be paid in US dollars. It would be paid in Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, your choice. The two aspects to the program, binary and mining, that's correct. It's all paid through the binary compensation plan, but we have education and we have mining. Both of those are what creates the volume. This is just talking about my background. I kind of already explained that, so hopefully that answered your question, Dan. I've been full-time in network marketing for over 25 years. I have a distributorship in the first company I was ever in. I haven't sponsored anybody in that company since 1997 when I graduated. I graduated college in 96, and then I kind of stopped working that business in 97. But now we're going on 20 years from that time. I still have earned a nice commission every single week for the last 20 years from the first company I ever started when I was 18 years old. Not started, but started as a distributor. So I've had a lot of experience building as a distributor. Over the last 15 years, since late 2002, early 2003, I've been more working with launching new companies. As some as a distributor and a consultant, others as an owner or a part owner of that company, and all 10 of them are still in business. So that's been my background. So since I was 18, my background has pretty much been network marketing. You can join as a business. We don't even ask most of those questions that you typically have in a nutrition company or something, because we're not taking US dollars, we're not paying in US dollars. So we're not required to send 1099s, Coinbase, and the wallets that you have. Once you take the cryptocurrency and turn it into cash, that's when the taxes and all that stuff comes into play. Or once you take the cash and deposit it into your bank, that's the people that report it to the IRS. When it's still cryptocurrency, they're not considering that currency. They're considering it property. At this point in the U.S., that could change any day. But right now, since we don't take USD, we don't take any fiat currency, we only take cryptocurrency, and we don't pay in USD, and we don't pay in any fiat currency, we only pay in cryptocurrency. So there are not the questions that you typically have for network marketing companies for 1099s and things like that. You wouldn't get a 1099 from us. You would get it from like a Coinbase or different wallets, or you wouldn't get one at all. But you pull Bitcoin into cash and put it in your bank, and then the bank could notify, and then you have to explain where the cash came from. So that's more between the banks and the wallets than it is us. So hopefully that answers all of those questions. This says, are we focusing mainly on one coin or a basket of different coins? We're focusing on many different coins. So right now we're mining Bitcoin through cloud mining, because Bitcoin is the kind of the big brother of cryptocurrency. and has been what kind of is driving the market. The GPU right now, we're only mining Ethereum, but there's many coins that we could mine. What we're watching right now for coins to purchase is obviously the three that we're taking are kind of the three of the most popular coins. The coins that we watch are like, Bitcoin, obviously. You have Litecoin, Ethereum. Neo is a coin that we've talked about. Golem, Waves, our coins Dash, Monero, Zcash. So there's a lot of things that we put out there for hot coins to watch and things to watch for. Really interested right now personally in Dash and Monero for mining. And, we're putting some things together for that as soon as we can find out the returns and the profits and stuff like that, you'll probably be seeing us add some Dash machines and some Monero machines and possibly Litecoin. So we're not just one we're a cryptocurrency company. We're not a Bitcoin company. We're not an Ethereum company. We're trying to educate people on all kinds of options out there. So that's the questions I see that people typed. If there's any other questions besides those, then go ahead and ask. Or again, Randy, if there's anything that came up in your mind as I was going through those, I'm more than happy to answer anything. Okay, Dan, thanks. There's one question that came up in my mind, and I think you had covered this with me earlier, but if we buy, let's say that we buy over this next 6 months to a year, the machines, the graphic processing units, the GPUs you call them, we buy a number of those machines, and then something happens with the Ethereum or the Ether platform, either monetarily wise or technical wise or whatever. Can we have those machines then reprogrammed to do another coin? For sure. Ethereum Classic is an option. Monero is an option. There's a coin that's been very profitable on GPU called the Music Coin. There's Pascal that a lot of people are looking at. There's DGB. There's Ubiq. There's a lot of different things that people are looking at on the GPU side. If you go to whattomine.com, and then they have like GPU mining, and it'll list it in the order of profitability, which one's the most profitable. And then there's ASIC. ASIC would be like Bitcoin, Litecoin, many other coins that run off of different types of machines. So the only thing that we won't mine in our own facility is something that's not profitable. As long as there's a profitable coin to mine, you'll be able to keep the machines at our facility. If it becomes a time that there are no coins that are profitable to mine with those machines, then we give people 30 days to arrange shipment for their machine or to come pick up their machine, and then you can mine whatever you want. Because I like to point out that some of the things the most profitable 12 months, 24 months down the road are probably not profitable at this point. So I personally know some people with a coin called Zen, for instance, that made millions of dollars over the last 24 months in Zen. And the first 18 months that they mined it, it wasn't profitable. They was losing money every single month, a little bit, just the power of the machine. So losing, $40, $50 a month every month. But one machine made them multiple millions of dollars in about a 30-month period of time. And so, that's the type of thing that can happen with some of these altcoins that are out there that people can mine. So if you have one or two machines and you purchase them like, $1,200 machine, and you want to mine some different coins and see what happens at your house, and you pay for the power, there's just no way that we can house thousands of machines that are all losing money. Does that make sense? Because then we're losing, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. We're not in business to do that. So as long as it's profitable, we'll keep that machine mining something at our facility. As long as there's a profitable coin, doesn't matter if it's Ethereum, doesn't matter what the coin is. If there's a coin that will make profit, we'll switch it over for you. We'll handle that all. And but if there gets a time that it is not profitable, then you'll have 30 days to, kind of like a storage unit. They'll hold your stuff for a while, but they're not going to hold it indefinitely. You need to come pick it up or arrange shipment or something to get it. We're the same thing. we're not going to hold everybody's machines forever and just have a storage unit that we pay for forever. People will at that time be notified and be able to make arrangements to pick up the machine. Because at the end of the day, it's your machine. You can sell the graphics cards. The people can play games with it. You can, do whatever you want with it. Find a different altcoin that you can mine and just see what happens. But my personal opinion, for the unforeseeable future, there's going to be profitable coins to mine.
I agree. Does anybody else have any other questions? You want to type them in, or you want me to unmute everybody again? You might be able.
Question. Could you look at our question?
This is just a question about YoCoin. I haven't heard of YoCoin, so I'm not familiar with it. I have another call coming up at 7, Randy, so it's about 10 minutes till. I will give it kind of one last try. If somebody has a question, type it or ask it. And if not, again, we can reschedule for a later time. But I really appreciate you guys joining the call and giving us, a good look at our company. And I just want to let you know, we'll do everything that we can to support you. And it's just an exciting time. I mean, every day I learn something new about, the cryptocurrency and different potential and different stuff out there. And, it's a lot of fun and just a tremendous amount of potential.
Well,
Thank you so much for your time, Dan. This is really exciting. It can help a lot of people who actually have, thousands of dollars to invest on Bitcoin.
Yeah, and that's what's been interesting is there's so many people that there's a lot of people that are struggling for money, and then we can show them how to completely change that in 24 days by getting started in a cryptocurrency business for $20. But there's a lot of other people who have a bunch of money sitting in the bank doing nothing. And this is just a great option for them to put their money for work. I mean, bottom line, anybody who, paid attention to like Robert Kiyosaki, the cash flow quadrant and stuff like that, and you see the whole left side, that's 3% of the population that controls 95% or 97%. I've seen different charts of the income. And bottom line, that business system, so they have leverage through business systems. We have an exact business system that creates unlimited leverage for everybody. And then the other thing that the wealthy people do is they invest. They get their money working for them. So if you look at that right side of the cash flow quadrant, business systems, which is exactly what Modern Money Team is, it's a leveraged business system, and then investing. We're both of them in one company. So if people want to get in the 3% that are controlling 97% of the wealth, this is the perfect company for them. Whether they have money or they don't, they can start for 20, and in 24 days, be it 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 40,000. The sky's the limit. When we see people in Ghana going out there and bringing in 6, 7, 8,000 people, almost perfectly balanced in a short period of time, it just shows you can do it anywhere in the world. There's not a lot of countries that are averaging less than $200 a month US. It's about as poor as it gets in the world, these days. So if they can do it, all of us can do it. And so it's an exciting time. And, I look forward to working with you guys and learning together and helping as many people as we can. So Randy, Zadie, thanks for putting this together. Javita and everybody else that asked questions. Janet, thank you. Tony, Dan, we look forward to working with you guys and anything that we can do. We're just scratching the surface. You're going to be seeing a new back office launching right around the 1st of October. You're going to be seeing the site and the videos translated into Spanish, Russian. You're going to see the back office in Spanish and Russian. Then you're going to see Korean. Then you're going to see Mandarin, Japanese. So you haven't even seen anything that's going to happen over the next 60 to 90 days. We're still in fairly early stages of pre-launch, but we have all the mining going, we have the machines going, we have education going, and it's going to just keep on getting better and better. Every 30 days, you're going to see new things launching. But we are launching the new back office here in the next 10 or 11 days, and the main thing with that is it looks better, the graphs are better, and it's designed for translation into all the different languages. When we're going out to all 7 billion people in the world and offering opportunity, we want to hit the masses in their native language. And I'm also going to be doing Portuguese, so French fairly quick. So you'll be seeing a lot of upgrades and changes over the next 60 to 90 days for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you,
Okay,
Dan.
take care.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Randy. Thank you,
Okay.
Jamie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.